unruly. Get it together, would ya? Come on, are we a team or not?
Oh my god.
No.
Okay, listen, I truly believe that we are all in the wrong working fields, because for fuck's sake, we should all go to delivery, because look at Taya, for fuck's sake. He owns everything, but overall, I really loved that we are getting more about Boondarios' and Diesel's relationship outside of them being rivals. Well, with them also being teammates. Yes, because the BBGP is some sort of a Grand Prix / Formula 1 type of racing, so yeah, it would probably make sense that they were teammates. While at the same time, I love that Boondarios is still not a clear-cut character, because they are still lying about a lot of stuff. Hey, not getting the handle over the Boon controller is very much a thing that I still believe is somehow connected to the accident that made pretty much the BBGP hierarchy, whatever that is, actually revoke their license for racing. Because, let's not forget, Boondarios said multiple times, or at least once in last week's episode, that Diesel always beat them. Well, they kind of lied about that, because Diesel did say, oh no, they beat me. When we were a team, it was supposed to be all the Boonboomgers or the Boonboomgers, and we raced to that, and Boondarios is one. I'm sorry, what? So, what Boondarios isn't telling us about more, what more stuff they're hiding, which it is interesting. It gives, so weird to think about that, it gives the mech an actual character. It's so weird. It's a thing that, in my opinion, would have been interesting that King Orger would have had, because I think King Orger as a show should have handled the mecha in way more of hey, let's make, the robots have actual personalities. They didn't do that. Boondarios straight up lies. Boondarios as a character is really fucking flawed. I think there is a lot of stuff that Diesel say that, oh, we're missing context, but it is so interesting. While the idea that, oh, the reason Diesel coming into Earth, the reason why Sakito and Diesel coming into Earth is really interesting. It's not because the Boonboomgers, it's not even really because of the Asherians, how much they did get a job from the Asherian HQ. Diesel wanted to come to Earth because when Boondarios kind of left after their license got revoked and kind of went to their big space journey, they thought they died. That was the rumor. So, and he actually went out and looked for them, which shows character. Because I felt like Diesel would be ooh, I'm kind of an anti-hero. I was no, you can actually feel that they have some sort of a bond, and Diesel actually kind of care for Boondarios, and you can clearly see that Boondarios kind of cares about Diesel. So it's oh, wait a minute. Now that's actually really cool. And you can clearly see there is some kinship, specifically in the robot fight, in the big mech fight in the end of the episode. It's Boondarios was all in. Oh, I'm just going to switch his tire. It's so good. It's so good. It gives those two characters so much development that you don't need to just focus on that. You can do the small things. You can do episodes some episodes that kind of focused on them, but you can give them small character moments, but you could still kind of develop them in that way, which they do fantastically. I truly loved this episode, kind of focusing on Boondarios and Diesel's relationship kind of being torn apart, because Boondarios is probably jealous of Diesel, and they made the Boon controller, couldn't really handle it, probably first time doing it, and they fucking wrecked, and they probably killed people, and because of that their license was revoked. This is super fucking interesting, and it should be explored more about their relationship and about Boondarios' psyche. I think Boondarios as a character, in my opinion, is right now the most interesting and most kind of oh, I want to think about this character. I want to sit down and actually have a conversation about that character, because they don't feel like a black and white character. From everybody else, it's like from the rest of the team, they kind of feel, oh no, there is flaws in them, and you can clearly see that, which I love. And I love it's not like being treated, oh, Mundarios is a kid. No, Mundarios is an extraterrestrial being that has fucking full automaton and can speak and walk and make curry and do everything. Like, no, they lie for a reason, which is, in my opinion, fucking great. While like the thing with Sakito, it really is interesting because there is something to him. Not only him kind of trying to apply to be a Boonboomger in the kind of like before the big mech fight of the episode, while also when he was talking to Taya when they were out of his bar, like you can clearly see it's like Sakito is like asking Tires like, the fuck are you doing this? This place is a trash. This place is trash. Why are you trying to protect it? It's dumb. And it's like, no, this is our responsibility. Like, we need to do this as Boonboomgers, which is really interesting. And at the same time, you can clearly see Mr. Sakito is putting on a tracker on Tires' car because, for fuck's sake, super obvious. But it is kind of interesting that we're still kind of left with this, oh, why Sakito left 10 years ago? What's the connection between him and Diesel? Because in the end of the episode, after kind of Diesel and Sakito kind of start to walk off to the sunset, and Sakito's like, hey, let's fucking return back to fucking space. And like Diesel's like, hey, don't you want to also discover someone, reconnect with someone on Earth? And it's like, oh, it's like your time to do it. And like Sakito is kind of pulling up a card right now, and that card, at least from the name of the race car driver, not appears to be connected to Sakito. Could be Sakito, like his name, it's a stage name, but it is really interesting that Sakito kind of pulls up that card and it's like Diesel's like, hey, maybe it's your time to reconnect. It really is interesting the way they're kind of pulling it off in this very interesting way. It's like, oh, was this person like a mentor? Was it an uncle, like a brother? Like, what happened here? Like, this is like interesting because it feels like Sakito and Diesel are kind of two people that lost a friend and lost someone they really cared about, and they're now kind of like together, almost like filling each other's kind of like empty hole in their heart, which I love. Like, it's so interesting, and it's going to be kind of unique to see, okay, what's this person has to do with Sakito. It's a famous race car driver because he does have a training card. It looks like he won a trophy. He's purple. Sakito is Boon Violet. That's cool. Like, overall, like with our kind of main characters, this was like a very convincing and really beautifully written story. Like, I think it was fucking great. Like it was actually like, wow, this is captivating. I'm actually interested. Hey, like, you're doing more of Boondarios, showing us that they're not really, let's say, the best person. They have the nicest and righteous intention to do what they're doing, but they do mask it with a big black cloud, or at least like a medium-sized one. While I did like what they're doing with the Shirian, specifically with the trio kind of like looking at Kennenborg and like, hey dude, that's fucked, with him modding Yarokar to pretty much, let's say, help them with bringing more fuel to the Shirian Empire, which it seems like they're collecting gasoline from multiple planets at once. This is really cool. I really like it, not only because it shows that the entire kind of gang is operating on this very like fucking big universe scale, but also it's like, oh, they're not done. They didn't conquer the universe yet. They're just collecting. And the big mod was pretty much Toei is saving up on the budget. So it's like, oh, not fucking Rainbow Road for the monster, which is like, I get it. We don't have the money, but also it's kind of easy. You just can just reuse some footage because it's mostly like Yarokar and the cars that we already have. I don't believe that's going to be a problem. But yeah, like overall, this was a fucking fun ass episode. I truly enjoyed it. Like, I think that like right now Boonboomger is doing something really interesting, not only with the way it tells its stories, but also like specific characters that it uses specific plot points that we have most of the time. This is really fucking great. I'm genuinely interested in Bundarios. I am more interested in Sakito. Diesel is a really fucking fun character. His like mech form looks really cool, and I do like that like his quote-unquote car mode is basically him just driving his legs. I don't know, it's kind of funny, but yeah, like overall, like I fucking love this episode. This episode was fucking great. I enjoyed it. It gets a fucking A+. So what you thought about Boonboomger episode 17? Comment below, let me know. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please like the video if you already didn't. Subscribe to my channel if you already didn't. Please watch my Big Bulk Gits review. It's really funny. So I want to thank you all once again for watching my video. Subscribe to my channel again if you didn't do it. And also, only you can prevent forest fires. Thank you very much and have a great rest of your day. Bye bye.